then.
What? Okay. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a few people watching. I've got no idea. Oh, you're still up.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
I was just trying to tell you that now you have time to talk a little bit before the interview starts.
I was like, what's that dog noise in the background?
My dog.
All right. Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, the dog noise is my dog.
Yeah. Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are up and we are just a little early. Well, we're a little late, but we're actually early. So here's the deal. We are going to be live streaming the Biden interview this evening. And so for those of you that tuned in last night for the fireworks, I don't know what happened. We told you guys that we would be live Sunday morning. I don't know if the interview was going to originally be Sunday morning and they moved it to Friday. I don't really know what happened there, but we're going to be going live to the interview here in just a few moments. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But we're going to be going live in just a few minutes to the Stephanopoulos Biden interview. And we will be live streaming that here. We're going to be live streaming. You'll be able to see the full interview here. We're going to be talking. I'm not going to interrupt the interview because it will be a George Stephanopoulos Biden interview back and forth. So I'm going to let you guys be able to hear that. But we will be here to fact check anything that pops up. And we will be able to watch that, and then we will give commentary after the interview. I do want to let you guys know that for any of you that are here, you are more than able to comment in the comments side here over here. We will be live and accepting comments, and if the comments are relevant, we will pop them up on the screen. Please, if you have not, hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, if you can do that, that would be fantastic. If you are not a subscriber, please hit the subscription button. Hitting the subscription button will allow you to then hit the bell, and you will be able to set up your notifications for when we go live. Just like tonight, we were going to be live at 9 p.m. for a regular interview, for a regular episode, rather. But then Kate told me like 20 minutes ago, hey, the interview got moved. So we are here. We are awaiting the feed. And Biden is, I just got text, Biden is just making a happy birthday to America speech. So we'll see. He's either doing that or it's a Hail Mary, one or the other. I tend to think that this is kind of like the Hail Mary. We'll see what's going to happen there. Listen, for those of you that are first-time viewers, this is the Political Spotlight. We are a political podcast, political talk show based out of East Central Indiana, and we talk about local, state, and national politics. We will be watching the Biden interview here just momentarily. They will be going live. I'm trying to find out when. This will be Biden's first sit-down interview, long-form interview in quite some time. This will obviously be the first interview since the absolute disastrous debate the other evening. So we will be waiting to see if he will be the Biden of the State of the Union, or will this be more the Biden of the debate? So you guys can comment over here and let us know what your thoughts are. First time you were here, good evening, everyone. ABC says the interview will start at 8:30 p.m. I would assume that's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So we generally go on an Eastern time, and we are going to see what happens there. I would like to know from the viewers, what are your thoughts? Are we going to see a doped up Biden that is energized? Is he going to be on, amphetamines? Is it going to be up? Is he going to be at it? Is he going to be the angry Biden of the State of the Union, or are we going to see a more subdued, sickly Biden? What are we going to be seeing a Biden? As long as it's not Biden, as long as it's not the Biden that was speaking from the White House lawn yesterday, who had absolutely no idea where he was or what he was doing. It's a taped interview. It can be reshot or edited. If he looks remotely bad in the interview like this, then they're definitely pushing him out. Yeah, that's absolutely. There were a lot of people saying that going into this long weekend that he was going to be announcing that he was leaving. But I all I hear is Biden saying, I'm staying in this. I'm going to stick this out. And I think that we're going to see a rather interesting national Democratic convention. And the convention this year is going to be held in Chicago. So I think that'll be an interesting take back to see what happens there. I don't know. Let me go to the ABC hookup here. So we're just about 20 minutes out from the interview. Biden needs to prove himself to win over voters. And I don't know when was the interview taped? Do we know when the interview was taped? Was it this morning? So
sometime today, from what I understand.
Bill O'Reilly has stated, I heard that the other day. Bill O'Reilly has claimed that he has information regarding Biden stepping down. I don't think we're going to see that tonight. That's not what's going on. I feel like they would have said if it was going into the long weekend. I mean, the long weekend, hell, we're in the middle of it. We're the long weekend, in my opinion, would have been yesterday. People going to be at work on Monday morning. So the interview, the long weekend is over. I feel like if they would have been doing that, they would have done that Wednesday. And I feel like that it was, along with Bill O'Reilly's information, he was saying that they were going to be stepping down. If that information would have came out, it would have come out Wednesday. So I don't know. Well, Alva, I thought it was 8:30 this morning. Yeah, no, not the interview, the convention, pushing the convention into July instead of August. Yeah, let's see. The Dems are also reportedly thinking pushing the interview up, or pushing the convention up to the end of July. Are they really? I have not heard anything about that. I don't know what kind of wormhole we've been in the last couple of days, but time is not meaning what time is, I guess. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. If Biden continues on the path that we see, and in my opinion, what's absolutely wild to me is that people are all of a sudden coming out and saying, I just can't believe this is how he is. I cannot believe this is the Biden that we're seeing. Like, what's happened to him? A cold does not make you act the way that he was acting at the debate. And listen, I'm not being mean or cold. I've dealt with folks with dementia. I've had that in loved ones that I've dealt with, and it is a horrible situation. The fact that his wife is pushing this, because she doesn't want to step away from the limelight. The fact that his family is allowing this is just an absolute disgrace. It's horrible. It's disgusting. And I think it's bad. And now seeing everyone that we're seeing out here saying, that they want to see an open convention, and we have the Bidens rallying around their patriarch and helping him stick this out. The thing that's really big is everybody keeps talking about this election. I'm not concerned about the election. I'm concerned about getting through July and getting through August and getting through September and getting through the next several months as a country. I'm looking at this from the point of view of, this is our leader. This is the person who has his fingers on the nuclear codes, so to speak. He's got, what do they say, 7 minutes to make a decision. And, we better hope that he has to make that decision at a point in the day that Sundowners isn't kicked in. And again, I'm not being crass. I'm just being realistic here. I mean, it's a very serious situation. Maybe he's going to announce that Jill will be taking his place on the ballot. Yeah, I don't see that. Who do we think will be taking over if he steps down? Who do you see that they would be putting forward to take Biden's place? I'm going to tell you, I don't believe that we will see Biden on the ballot. I do not believe that we will see Biden on the ballot. And it's going to get really interesting if this is something that they have to force him out, or if this is going to be something in which he peacefully steps down and he realizes and he moves on. I don't see it being anyone but Kamala Harris, honestly. And listen, the thing is, everybody that was saying that this was a big win for Trump, I think it's only a big, the debate is only a big win for Trump if Biden stays in the race, or if it's Kamala Harris. If they put someone else in, then, that's going to be interesting. Polls are putting Trump against Whitmer, Michelle Obama, Newsom, and Harris. And how Kate, producer Kate, is he faring in those polls? Are they releasing the numbers for those?
So the ones that I've seen recently, he is ahead of everybody except Michelle Obama.
Okay, and how does he fare against Michelle Obama? Do we know?
It seems to be looking like 9 to 11 points.
Okay, that's interesting.
And everyone else, it's anywhere from 2 points up to 6 and 8.
Where are most of you are watching this from X? That's interesting. Who if you're here from X, I would tell you you would have a more you would have a better viewing experience. And I say this only because you would be able to engage more and comment. We'd be able to see your comments. If you're here from X, welcome. Thank you for watching. That's what I see what's going on. We have a lot of viewers here from X. So there are currently 348 people viewing from X. I would tell you, I don't want to ever push viewers off of one platform and they just say, screw it, we'll go someplace else. But if you are possibly able to kick over to YouTube, you might be able to enjoy the YouTube viewing experience, because you would be able to comment and we could see your comments and interact with you. Let me jump on to X here real quick. I hadn't even been monitoring from X. Let me click there. I mean, I know we're on X, but I didn't know that we had a lot of, I don't know what happened all of a sudden. We had a bunch of viewers just jump on from X all of a sudden. Let me get 1 second here. Let me get over here and jump on to X. Yeah. So thank you for watching from wherever you're watching from. We appreciate it. Please share the show from where you're at. We are going to be live streaming the interview, and there is your YouTube things. You can like the show. Obviously, we would appreciate a like. Subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and you are able to then set up the bell so you get notified for when we go live. We are generally live 5 nights a week, Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are live Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do go live periodically, various other points if there are things going on. We are just about 11 minutes out here from the interview. And I'm telling you, I was completely asleep on this interview. I knew they were doing it, but I didn't know that the interview was going to be recorded. I'm not happy with the fact that this is a recorded interview. In my opinion, this is it's got the possibility of being an hour long or 90-minute long campaign commercial. I at this point, if it's not a live interview, then when are they going to give are they going to give Trump the same time? I don't know how they do this. I don't know how they do this with the regulations. If they now have to give Trump the same time. I've heard also that it could be as short as 15 minutes. No idea. Wow. Okay, so that's rather interesting. Ooh, a new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Let's see. His name just went off. Starmer is the new Prime Minister. Starmer, yeah. Former public prosecutor. It's Labor. He is from the Labor movement. Keir Starmer. Interesting. Interesting that their election was yesterday. The left's coming back into power into England. France, they're having an election this week. Sunday, they're actually their election is Sunday. The interview, Brandon, is at 8:30. We are 10 minutes out. I don't know what was going on with the time. I'm glad we were on it. We would have totally slept through it. We're just about 9 minutes out from the interview, folks. For those of you that are watching, thank you. Thank you for being here, whether you're here on YouTube or here via Facebook or Twitter. Welcome. Thank you for being here. For those of you that are watching as a first-time viewers, thank you for tuning in. Our primary platform, obviously, is YouTube, but we welcome you and we thank you for being here. We welcome you from whatever platform you are on. And if you have information, if you want to get in contact with us, you can, if Kate can put up, Kate's got the YouTube link down there. More than welcome.
Your sound is cutting.
Can you hear me now?
You're okay now.
Good. Sorry. So there's the Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook. And we want to welcome you all. We're going to be joining up with the interview here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And when the interview kicks in, I will go silent. I will let the interview run. And oh, look,
man, you don't even give me. I was turning down my volume, man. You pulled me right up as soon as I got
that's
it.
Kate. I didn't do it. Kate
Kate!
must have did it.
Still trying to finish picking my nose real quick before I get on here, all that stuff. Shouldn't give you any warning. Just said, take this, Kristopher.
No warning. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know.
All right. Did you already talk about what you expect to happen?
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. I was waiting for this, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our other hosts here on the show. It's Mr. Brandon Rudd, also tonight known as Mr. Stephanopoulos.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Stephanopoulos is doing the interview, right? George Stephanopoulos?
Yeah. So it'll be fair and balanced.
100% not. I love George Stephanopoulos has kind of a little history of. I love when did you see when he did the interview with Peter Schweitzer, the Clinton Cash author, and kept shooting him down on that, and then forgot to mention that he had donated a ton of money to the Clinton Foundation,
Whoopsie.
Journalistic integrity things.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I think it was relevant that I was interviewing a guy who's questioning an organization I gave a ton of money to, and I kept trying to act like he's a butthole.
How gross.
Yeah, it's a little gross. So, I don't know. I don't see... I feel like this is a live interview, right?
Yeah, no, that's the other thing. Somebody popped on and said it was recorded.
Oh, then it's going to be edited to heck, too.
That's what I said. I read somewhere that said that they're going to be releasing the completely unedited from start to finish transcript. And I thought, okay, whatever. But I thought that this was going to be a live interview. I thought that this was going to be a live interview Sunday morning at 10:30.
Yeah, well, a transcript again. They're not going to release the full video because they've done that historically where they release the whole video of an interview afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's not the same as the edited one. It's a lot of him just getting lost and confused just like he does in the debate. But
yeah,
dude, did you see that? You see that? I saw Memology did it. They took a clip of Karine Jean-Pierre where she's talking about the debate. I don't know if you talked about this yet. And someone asked, like, why don't you just have Joe Biden come out here and tell us that he's not demented or whatever? And one of the other reporters in the back goes, yeah, if he's awake.
Yeah, James Rosen.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, James Rosen from formerly from Fox News, who liked to touch women and find their way to other women's homes besides his wife's. They got rid of him, and he's now at Newsmax. But yeah, he said, yeah, if he's awake, and the reporter said, that's inappropriate.
That's inappropriate. He might be taking a nap, dude.
Yeah, right.
You never know. It's like Christopher Bilbrey. You don't know when that dude's awake or asleep.
You don't know when I'm awake or not. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell, I'll call you like 4 in the afternoon. But like, did I wake you up? Like, no, I slept for 3 days.
Yeah, right. Sleep.
I'm hopped up on Mountain Dew.
You can sleep.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Oh, what a weird deal that happened here. We are just about 4 minutes out. So what do you think? Are we going to see energetic Biden or are we going to see sleepy Joe?
Here's my question. So I'm under the impression that any freaking octogenarian, or however hell old he is now,
Yeah.
that he has good days and bad days.
Yes.
And I think he might have just had a good day, and they're like, all right, let's do the interview now. Let's go, 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 go. On the off chance that they hit Sunday and he's in Sleepy Joe mode. So I think they're trying to get him when he's in his best fighting shape. So the fact that it's pre-recorded, it's going to be edited. I think he's probably going to be in his best fighting shape he can be in. And I think a lot of this is just going to kind of be trying to prove that he was just sick at the debate and he's fine and he's energetic and he's with it. I think that's all this is going to be. Now, does George Stephanopoulos call him out on his lies during the debate? Doubtful. It's going to be a lot of Joe Biden's Trump's a liar. They both lied. So, I mean, I'm not saying Trump didn't lie. I'm just saying they both did. But it's a lot of talk of Trump being a liar. But Biden also lied, and that kind of has been overlooked. So, I don't know. I think he'll do okay in this. I don't think they're going to put out an interview where he looks bad.
Well,
I don't know what your thoughts. Do you agree, or what are your thoughts?
The second that I heard that this was going to be a pre-recorded interview, that very moment, I'm like, okay, this could be anything. I mean, they could have been recording this over the last 12 hours. They could have recorded it in chunks and edit it together, or any number of things could happen here. I mean, look, I know with what we do, I could do all kinds of things. You know what I mean? If you're not doing a live interview, live is live, and anything other than live is movie magic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't hold any kind of, I don't think that this is just going to be, to me, this is a campaign interview.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're
a campaign commercial.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're clearly in damage control mode. I mean, that debate was rough. I mean, these people are clearly supporters. They're going to try to help him do whatever they can to make him look good. So we'll see. Meth is hard his body.
So go ahead.
My favorite excuse still was they said, well, he was jet lag. He's tired from traveling. He had traveled 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, come on, guys.
I like that the debate was only like 10 minutes into the debate, and they're like, oh, by the way, he had a cold. Okay, here we are.
Yeah, they should have told us that before, but
it looks like we are going live here. Oops, no, doesn't look like that. Hold on.
Had sneezed.
It looks like we are going live to a pre-recorded debate.
Had a bit of a cold there. Sorry, guys. I didn't tell you before this. Are we doing commentary over this, or are we going to sit there and quietly watch it?
I guess it depends on how long they're doing what they're doing. Well, I guess we'll see what goes on.
Okay. Do we know how long this is supposed to be?
No.
An exclusive interview with President Joe Biden. Our George Stephanopoulos sat down with the president for his first televised interview since that poor debate performance against Donald Trump. President Biden says he is committed to staying in the race and confident that he will prevail and beat Donald Trump.
I was exhausted.
Directly called on to answer for his faltering appearances and whether he still has the mental and physical fitness for another term in the White House.
He's exhausted when
of course, for analysis, but first, let's get to the interview.
Here we go.
Mr. President, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the debate. You and your team have said you had a bad night, but your friend Nancy Pelosi actually framed the question that I think is on the minds of millions of Americans. Was this a bad episode or the sign of a more serious condition?
It's a bad episode. No indication of any serious condition. I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts. in terms of preparing and the bad nights.
You know, you say you were exhausted, and I know you've said that before as well, but you came, and you did have a tough month, but you came home from Europe about 11 or 12 days before the debate, spent 6 days in Camp David. Why wasn't that enough rest time, enough recovery time?
Because I was sick. I was feeling terrible. Matter of fact, the docs with me, I asked them, they did a COVID test because they were trying to figure out what's wrong. They did a test to see whether or not I had some infection, a virus. I didn't. They just had a really bad cold.
Yeah.
And did you ever watch the debate afterwards?
I don't think I did, no.
Well, what I want to get at is, what were you experiencing as you were going through the debate? Did you know how badly it was going?
Yeah, look. The whole way I prepared, nobody's fault mine. Nobody's fault but mine. I prepared what I usually would do, sitting down, as I did come back with foreign leaders or the National Security Council, for explicit detail. And I realized about partway through that, I get quoted, the New York Times had me down at 10 points before the debate, 9 now, or whatever the hell it is. The fact of the matter is that what I looked at is that he also lied 28 times. The way the debate ran, not my fault, no one else's fault. No one else's fault.
But it seemed like you were having trouble from the first question in, even before he spoke.
Well, I just had a bad night. You've had some bad interviews once in a while. I can't remember any, but I'm sure you do.
I've had plenty. I guess the question, the problem is here for a lot of Americans watching, as you've said, going back to 2020, watch me. Yep. To people who are concerned about your age. And, 50 million Americans watched that debate. It seemed to confirm fears they already had.
Well, look, after that debate, I did 10 major events in a row, including until 2 o'clock in the morning after that debate. I did events in North Carolina. I did events in
exposing everyone to whatever virus you had.
Did events like this today. Large crowds, overwhelming response, no slipping. And so I just had a bad night. I don't know why.
And how quickly did it come to you that you were having that bad night?
Well, it came to me as having a bad night when I realized that even when I was answering a question, even though they turned his mic off, he was still shouting. And I let it distract me. I'm not blaming it on that. But I realized that I just wasn't in control.
Part of the other concern is that this seems to have fit into a pattern of decline that has been reported on recently. New York Times had a headline on July 2nd, Biden's lapses are said to be increasingly common and worrisome. Here's what they wrote. People who have spent time with President Biden over the last few months or so said the lapses appear to have grown more frequent, more pronounced, and after Thursday's debate, more worrisome. By many accounts, as evidenced by video footage, observation, and interviews, Mr. Biden is not the same today as he was even when he took office 3.5 years ago. Similar reporting in the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal. Are you the same man today that you were when you took office 3.5 years ago?
In terms of successes, yes. I also was the guy who put together a peace plan for the Middle East that may be coming to fruition.
Yeah.
I was also the guy that expanded NATO. I was also the guy that grew the economy. All the individual things that were done were ideas I had or I fulfilled. I moved on. And so, for example, well, that was true then. What's Biden done lately? Today, just announced 200,000 new jobs. We're moving in a direction that no one's ever taken on. I know you know this from the days in the government. I took on Big Pharma. I beat them. No one said I could beat them. I took on all the things we said we got done. We were told we couldn't get done. And part of it is what I said when I ran was I want to do 3 things. Restore some decency to the office. Restore some support for the middle class instead of trickle-down economics, go from the middle out and the bottom up, the way the wealthy still do fine, everyone does better, and unite the country.
But what has all that work over the last 3.5 years cost you physically, mentally, emotionally?
Well, I just think it cost me a really bad night, bad run. But, George,
Why are you
I'm optimistic about this country. I don't think we're
Oh,
a
I thought
country
the
of
screen
losers, he points out.
Yeah.
I don't think America's in tough shape. I think America's on the cusp of breaking through in so many incredible opportunities. This next term, I'm going to make sure we have straighten out the tax system. I'm going to make sure we're in a situation where we have health care for all people, or we're in a position where we have child care and elder care, free up, and all these things. One thing I'm proudest of is, remember when my economic plan was put forward, a lot of the mainstream economists said it's not going to work.
Oh, you do.
Guess what? You now have 16 Nobel laureates, 16 of them in economics, saying that Biden's
that's a
next
good
term
question.
will be, based on what he wants to do, enormous success. Trump's plan would cause a recession, would significantly increase inflation. I've made great progress, and that's what I plan on doing, and we can do this.
I understand that, and I'm not disputing that. What I'm asking you is about your personal situation. Do you dispute that there have been more lapses, especially in the last several months?
Can I run the 110 flat? No, but I'm still in good shape.
What?
Are you more frail?
No.
Yeah,
No.
you are.
I always keep my schedule.
I know you spoke to
Everyone's
your
more
doctor
frail than they
after
were the day
debate. What did he
before.
say?
He said, he just looked at me. He said, "You're exhausted." I said, I have medical doctors traveling
No shit,
everywhere
pal.
every president does, as you know. Medical doctors, some of the best in the world, traveling everywhere I go. I have an ongoing
I would like that.
assessment of what I'm doing. They don't hesitate to tell me if they think there's something wrong.
I know you said you have an ongoing assessment. Have you had a full neurological and cognitive evaluation?
I get a full neurological test every day with me.
What?
And I've had a full physical. I had, I've been.
No, I don't know what
physicals.
you mean.
I mean, yes.
Full neurological test.
I know your doctor said he consulted with a
Yeah. People's
neurologist.
brain.
I guess I'm asking a slightly different question. Have you had the specific cognitive tests, and have you had a neurologist, a specialist, do an examination?
Let's do this. I'm
No,
going to
no
give
one
you
said I
3
had.
words at the beginning.
They said I'm good.
Would you be willing to undergo an independent medical evaluation that included neurological and cognitive,
Right here,
cognitive
right
tests
now.
and release the results to the American people?
Look, I have a cognitive test every single day. Every
What?
day I have that test. Everything I do. Not only am I campaigning, but I'm running the world. And that's not how it sounds like hyperbole. But we are the essential nation.
So the answer is
I
no.
know it was
There's
right.
something wrong with this scrambled brain.
And
That's
every
not a good
single day,
answer.
for example,
Yeah.
today, before I come out here, I'm on the phone.
If there's no
with
problem, you go,
with
yeah.
Prime
don't
Minister.
Yeah.
Anyway, I shouldn't get into detail, but with Netanyahu, I'm on the phone with the new Prime Minister of England. I'm working on what we're doing with regard to in Europe, with regard to expansion of NATO and whether it's going to stick. I'm taking on Putin. I mean, every day, there's no day I go through
yeah, you did that
those
debate.
decisions I have to make
Yeah.
every single
day.
And you have been doing
Some
that.
of those
and
days aren't
people have
good.
been watching, yet their concerns about your age and your health are growing. So that's why I'm asking, to reassure them, would you be willing to have the independent medical evaluation?
Watch me there's a lot of time left in this campaign.
Oh my God. So now
So
we got to watch him. We
125
got to continue
days.
watching him.
So
I'll
the
make
answer,
a decision.
the right answer right now is no, you don't want to do that, right?
No, I've already done it.
When?
You talked a lot about your successes at the beginning of this interview, and I don't want to
Yeah,
dispute that. I
that's
don't want
why
to
I think
debate
it's a
that. But
question.
as you know, elections are about the future, not the past. They're about tomorrow, not yesterday. And the question on so many people's minds right now is, can you serve effectively for the next 4 years?
George, I'm the guy that put NATO together, the future. No one thought I could expand it. I'm the guy that shoved Putin down. No one thought could happen. I'm the guy that put together the South
Putin down?
Pacific Initiative.
Is
with
the war in
AUKUS.
Ukraine over?
I'm the guy that got 50 nations, out, not only in Europe, outside of Europe as well, to help Ukraine. I'm the guy that got Japanese to expand their budget. These, and for example, when I decided we used to have 40% of the computer chip, and we invented the chip, that little chip, the computer chip. It's in everything from cell phone to weapons. And
I invented the
we used to
computer
have 40%, we're down to virtually nothing. So I get in the plane against the advice of everybody, and I fly to South Korea.
We're in
And
trouble.
convince them to invest in the United States billions of dollars. Now we
Yeah,
have
and then for 2
tens of
weeks
billions
afterwards,
of
you
dollars
can't
being
speak.
invested in the United States,
Yeah.
making us back in a position where we're going to own that industry again. we have, I mean, I just, anyway.
What was the
I
question?
don't want to take too much credit.
Can you
I have a
repeat?
great staff.
But I guess my point is, all that takes a toll. Do you have the mental and physical capacity to do it for another 4 years?
I believe so. I wouldn't be running if I didn't think I did. Look, I'm running again because I think I understand best what has to be done to take this nation to a completely new level. We're on our way. We're on our way.
To a new level.
And look, the decision recently made by Supreme Court on immunity, you know, the next president of the United States, it's not just about whether he or she knows what they're doing. It's not about a conglomerate of people making decisions. It's about the character of the president. The character of the president is going to determine whether or not this Constitution is employed the right way.
And we should note that ABC News offered Donald Trump the same opportunity for a one-on-one interview, and he declined. We'll have more of George Stephanopoulos' exclusive interview with President Biden in just 60 seconds.
Wait, we got more? We got more?
60 seconds. Dude. George Stephanopoulos has been a lot more he's actually pushing it.
He is pushing him. He is pushing him. I'm gonna turn this down. Hold on. He is pushing him. I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah.
This comes back to a comment that you make a lot, Kristopher, and you too, Brandon. You're a good man, but that doesn't make you a good leader or politician.
Yeah.
Character is this much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Dim Small. I mean, but at least he asked him, like, how many times he asked him? 3 or 4 times, will you take an independent cognitive test and just dispel this idea that you got broken brains? And he's like, well, no, I do it every day. It's like, well, a lot of these days you're failing that test. You failed that test during the debate, dude. That's the whole reason they're doing this interview.
Okay, we messed up here.
Uh-oh. Is it going again? What's going on down there? Or are you just checking? Well, yeah, I think Stephanopoulos coming at him so hard is a pretty good indication of the Democrat Party.
Yes,
kind of wants him gone because I thought Snuffleupagus was going to come at it from another angle where it's like, oh no, everyone has a bad day. You're sick.
No,
like,
yeah, right. No, I think this is showing you where the apparatus is at, and they're there now. What was the last question we ended with? Was it the cognitive exam?
He was running on about character. Biden kept, after the cognitive exam, he was talking about character.
Yeah, because pretty much every question he's asked is, hey, people are concerned about your ability. How much does doing this job like hurt you? Because that was kind of his last big question was like, he's like, how confident are you can do this for 4 more years? What kind of toll did it take on you to do this for the past 4 years? He's like, I pass cognitive tests every day. I got this. It's more about character. I know what's best for this country. Afro-Man's running for president. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Have a piece of my lemon pound cake.
Okay, here we are. We're back.
Are you sure you're being honest?
Oh, crap.
With yourself when you say you have the mental and physical capacity to serve another 4 years?
Yes, I am, because, George, the last thing I want to do is not be able to meet that. I think, as some of the senior economists and senior foreign policy specialists say, if I stop now, I'd go down in history as a pretty successful president. No one thought I could get done what we got done.
But are you being honest with yourself as well about your ability to defeat Donald Trump right now?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
You say that, and let me challenge you,
Sure.
because you were close but behind going into the debate. You're further behind now by any measure. It's been a two-man race for several months.
I don't think we've been
Inflation
talking.
has come down. In those last few months, he's become a convicted felon, yet you're still falling further behind.
You guys keep saying that. George, you know polling better than anybody. Do you think polling data is accurate as it used to be?
I don't think so, but I think when you look at all of the polling data right now, it shows that he's certainly ahead in the popular vote, probably even more ahead in the battleground states. And one of the other key factors there is it shows that in many of the battleground states, the Democrats who are running for Senate and the House are doing better than you are.
Well, that's not unusual in some states. I carried an awful lot of Democrats last time I ran in 2020. Look, I remember them telling me the same thing in 2020. I can't win. The polls show I can't win. Remember 2020, the red wave was coming. Before the vote, I said, that's not going to happen. We're going to win. We did better in all three than almost any incumbent president ever has done. They said in 2023, all the tough races, we're not going to win. I went into all those areas, all those districts, and we won.
All that is true, but 2020 was a close race. And your approval rating has dropped significantly since then. I think the last poll I saw was about 36%. The number of Americans who think you're too old to serve has doubled since 2020. Wouldn't a clear-eyed political calculus tell you that it's going to be much tougher to win in 2024?
Not when you're running against a pathological liar. Not when he hadn't been challenged in a way that he's about to be challenged. Not when people...
You've had months to challenge him.
Oh, sure I had months, but I was also doing a hell of a lot of other things, like wars around the world, like keeping NATO together, like working... Anyway, but look...
Do you really believe you're not behind right now?
I think it's all the pollsters I talk to tell me it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up.
It's
And when
definitely
I'm behind, there's only one poll I'm really far behind. CBS poll and NBC, and
New York Times and NBC both have you about 6 points behind in the popular vote.
That's exactly right. New York Times had me behind before anything having to do with this race. Had me behind 10 points.
What?
10 points had me behind. Nothing's changed substantially in the New York Times poll.
Just when you look at the reality, though, Mr. President, I mean, you won the popular vote in 2020, but it was still deadly close in the electoral
By 7
college.
million votes.
Yes, but you're behind now in the popular vote.
I don't buy that.
Is it worth the risk?
I don't think anybody's more qualified to be president or win this race than me.
You know, the heart of your case against Donald Trump is that he's only out for himself, putting his personal interest ahead of the national interest.
Wow.
How do you respond to critics who say that by staying in the race, you're doing the same thing?
Oh, come on. Well, I don't think those critics know what they're talking about.
They're just wrong.
It's wrong. Look, Trump is a pathological liar. Trump is, he is. You ever seen anything Trump did that benefited somebody else, not him? You can't answer, I know.
I've questioned him and his allies as persistently as any journalist has.
No, I know you have. I'm not being critical.
Yeah.
I'm not being critical. But look, I mean, the man is a congenital liar. As I said, they pointed out in that debate, he lied 27, 28 times the times, or whatever number, over 20 times. Talk about how good his economy was, how he brought down inflation, how this is a guy who, unlike only other president other than him is Hoover, lost more jobs than he created. This is a guy who told us to put bleach in our arms to deal with COVID, with over a million people died. This is a guy who talks about wanting to get rid of the healthcare provisions we put in place. This is a guy who wants to give the power back to big pharma to be able to charge exorbitant prices for drugs. This is a guy who wants to undo every single thing I've done. Every single thing.
I understand that. I understand that's why you want to stay in the race. But have you convinced yourself that only you can defeat him?
I convinced myself of two things. I'm the most qualified person to beat him, and I know how to get things done.
If you can be convinced that you cannot defeat Donald Trump, will you stand down?
It depends if the Lord Almighty comes out and tells me that, I might do that.
Well, I mean, on a more practical level, Washington Post just reported in the last hour that Senator Mark Warner is assembling a group of senators together to try and convince you to stand down because they don't think you can win.
Well, Mark is a good man. We've never had that. He also tried to get the nomination too. Mark's not. Mark and I have a different perspective. I respect him.
And if Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi come down and say, we're worried that if you stay in the race, we're going to lose the House and the Senate, how will you respond?
I go into detail with them. I've spoken to all of them in detail, including Jim Clyburn. Every one of them. They all said I should stay in the race. Stay in the race. None of the people said I should leave.
But if they do?
Well, it's like, they're not going to do that.
You sure?
Well, yeah,
Come
sure.
on, man.
Look, I mean, if the Lord Almighty came out and said, Joe, get out of the race, I get out of the race. The Lord Almighty's not coming down.
How do we know that? First of all,
George.
Trump said
Yes,
something close to that, and everybody lost their mind.
It's not that hypothetical anymore.
Because Joe's a
I
fake
grant that they have not
Yeah,
requested
right.
the meeting, but it's been
Well,
reported.
I've met with them. I've met with a lot of these people. I've talked with them regularly. I had an hour conversation with Hakeem. I had more time than that with Jim Clyburn. I spent time with many hours off and on the last little bit with Chuck Schumer. It's not like I had all the governors.
I agree that the Lord Almighty is not going to come down, but if you are told reliably from your allies, from your friends and supporters in the Democratic Party, in the House and the Senate, that they're concerned you're going to lose the House and the Senate if you stay in, what will you do?
I'm not going to answer that question. It's not going to happen.
What's your plan to turn the campaign around?
Wow.
Saw it today. How many people do you draw crowds like I drew today? You find me
Trump?
more enthusiastic than today? Huh?
I mean, I don't think you want to play the crowd game. Donald Trump can draw big crowds. There's no question about that.
You can draw a big crowd, but what does he say? Who's he have? I'm the guy supposedly in trouble. We raised $38 million within 4 days after this. We have over 1 million individual contributors.
Trump draws way bigger crowds.
Individual contributors, less than $200. I mean,
We're in trouble.
I've not seen what you're proposing.
I've not seen what
You
you're
haven't
proposing.
seen the fall off in the polls. You haven't seen the reports of discontent in the Democratic Party, House Democrats, Senate Democrats.
I've seen it from the press.
So much to analyze. And so for more insight on this interview, we're joined now by contributing political correspondent Rachel Bade.
Is that
who's also
it?
author of the Politico Playbook. Rachel, thanks for joining us.
Let's hear what she
I know
says
that
here.
every source you have in Washington is going through the tea leaves and looking at
Yeah.
it. Is there
You
anything
can see I can
you
win by
or
the
they
size of the
saw
crowd that
tonight
draw. Like,
that is moving
like
the needle
Snuffleupagus
on this?
you don't want to
is
compare
even a
crowd
perfect
sizes.
performance going to move the needle?
Yeah, I was hearing
That's
even
the
before
measure
this
Trump's already
interview aired
won.
that a perfect performance would sort of just prolong the inevitable right now. That, Biden from the debate is so damaged that people will not forget what happened last Thursday, even if he, has the best interview possible here. And because of that sort of line of thinking, I would say that what we saw tonight is actually one of the worst possible scenarios for Democrats. He didn't do so bad that it's obvious and a whole bunch of Democrats are going to come out, go on record and say it's time for you to step aside. But he didn't do so amazingly that people are going to forget this. And so they're in this sort of limbo scenario. So, I mean, look, it wasn't as bad as last Thursday, but certainly not great. And that means more Democrats will still have concern.
And you know that on Capitol Hill, we're hearing about what Senator Warner is doing. We're hearing that Hakeem Jeffries is meeting with people. What do you think will come out of these meetings? What are you hearing?
Yeah, so I think next week is going to be a crazy week, Juju. I mean, the lawmakers have been out for, a week now for congressional recess. This means they could avoid the press, they can avoid the cameras, they don't have to weigh in. But at some point, they're not going to be able to hide anymore. And a lot of people have been talking on background, they've been talking off the record, and they've been very blunt, thinking that, the Biden campaign, the presidency, his presidential campaign is essentially dead. And so we're going to see, I think, a lot more lawmakers come out. I think, Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, they're hearing from a lot of concerned members. And these aren't just random members here. I mean, Mark Warner, the chair of the Intelligence Committee, he helps Joe Biden get his agenda through Congress. He has a lot of respect.
And this is friendly fire. This is a lot going on. Rachel Bade, thank you so much.
Okay, well, that's the end of the interview.
Let's bring in
there.
our ABC senior.
That's the end of the interview there. Let me kill the feed here in the background and we will.
Oh, that was it?
Into it. Yeah, that was it. That was it, ladies and gentlemen. That was 20 minutes of a very, very strange interview. I at this point, I feel bad for Biden. It's bad. He's going to force them to. Who are his closest advisors? They certainly cannot be telling him. They don't care for that man if they're telling him to fight this.
Jalen Hunter. Yeah, it was strange. It's just 20 minutes of basically, hey, are you fit to do this? And him trying to convince Snuffleupagus, but not really giving any reassurance that he is qualified. This keeps saying, well, I'm the most qualified. Okay. Well, a lot of people don't believe that. Well, I don't believe them. Well, the polls don't say it. Well, I don't believe the polls. Well, you take a cognitive test that will objectively prove it? No. Just watch what I'm doing. It's like, well, what you're doing is losing in the polls and losing with your core base, dude. It's not looking good. So, yeah, no reassurance that we'll get a test to show you just, okay, it's like when we were talking about the Sproles thing. When there are certain questions when you're asked, if you're not full of it, they're very easy to answer.
Yeah, right.
Like, are you racist? If you're not a racist, it's pretty easy to say, no, I'm not a racist.
Yeah, right.
Why even ask me that? It's gross.
Yeah.
Those are easy questions. Hey, you're not funky brained. Well, will you just take a test to prove you're not funky brained? Well, of course, because I'm not funky brained. Sure,
yeah,
whatever.
Right.
If it'll shut everyone up and help my polls, why wouldn't I do that? So the question is, does he know he's funky brained, or is he worried that he's funky brained?
That's
like funky brained is a fun word. Now.
That's the thing. He doesn't want to find out. He doesn't want to hear. He doesn't want it. Because right now he can bury his head and hide. Look, I'm very much that same way. It goes back to the Warren Zevon deal when Warren Zevon had terminal lung cancer and he went on David Letterman and David Letterman said, "What happened?" And he said, "Well, I'm a hypochondriac. I didn't go to the doctor for 40 years. I guess I made a tactical error." I mean,
tactical error.
Yeah, right. He died 2 weeks later of terminal lung cancer. And so a lot of people, there are people that don't want to know. Now, I'm not saying he's hypochondriac. I'm saying he doesn't want to know because if they come out and tell him, yes, you have the dementia, or you've got this going on, or you've got that going on, then it's official and it's done. And he has no way to fight it.
Yeah. And he's got to pretty much accept it's over, right? It's like, how do you tell yourself at that point? Like, oh, I'm definitely most qualified and I can make it 4 more years. It's like, no, the doctors tell me I can't. Yeah, you're right. It's that final nail in the coffin, but you're right. As long as you ignore it and you're in that denial, it won't hit you.
Well, Corn Pop said he's one bad dude, and that he might be one bad dude. But I'm telling you, that's the Democrats are going to have a major, major issue on their hands. And I'm telling you that if this is going to be a massive fight, this is going to be a weird deal. This is no longer between Trump and Biden. This is now between the Democrats and the Democrats. And what kind of disaster they do. And
he did better in this interview than in the debate, that's for sure. But as far as being cognizant and being able to finish sentences and not saying I beat Medicare and nonsensical stuff,
I say yes and no. I mean yes in the fact that he was able to have a discussion that once again, we don't know. Did he look a little orange? Maybe it was maybe their tent was a little off. We don't know how long that actual interview took. We don't know. I mean, it looked and seemed pretty seamless, but again, you know, I can do some crazy things with editing now. I don't know. I think that this is going to be bad. I think that I would like to know. I'd like to be on a fly on the wall at O'Reilly's house and know what he's talking about when he's hearing people say, you know, he's got inside sources saying, yes, he's going to step down. Again, I think that's the people. I think that's people on not the inner circle. I think the inner circle's pushing this craziness. I think like a lot of scenarios, you have the inner circle, and then you've got like the outer crew, and then you've got like the outer crew. And I think that the Democrats and a lot of other people, the media, and then that whole apparatus are trying to push him out and want him to sit down. And I think that it's starting to maybe infect even some of his outer crew. And I don't think that this just made its way to the inner crew yet.
I'm curious because there's another debate, and I'm curious how that'll go.
That debate is not going to happen.
You think they'll just shut it down?
Yeah, that debate will not happen. There is no way that debate will not happen with Biden. There's no way they'll do it. To me, you would think that if he truly feels confident, he would be like, let's have another debate. I just had an off night that night. Let's have another debate. Let's set that debate. Let's have it in a week. Let's do it in a week from now.
Yep.
You know, let's do it next weekend.
Well, you remember when Romney and Obama had that debate in Denver? Obama had a really bad night in that debate.
Yeah.
But he came back in that next one, and it was like full recovery, right? I mean, he ended up winning the election again. I don't see Biden pulling off that same move where it's a full recovery.
No, because it's he doesn't, because like, have you ever, I can't remember if we've talked to, have you ever dealt with someone with dementia?
Yeah.
Okay. So like when you deal with that, you know, the thing that people don't understand is, unless you've dealt with it, is it's not like, it's weird because it's not like they're that way all the time. They get to a point where they are, but at any point from the beginning until the end point, it comes in waves, and even within the wave, it comes in waves within the wave. So there's things that they might not know, and then it snaps and they recognize something, but then they might not know this, and they might know something. He could probably tell us all kinds of shit from the 30s, 40s, when I don't even know how old he is. He's 80 years old. So he'd probably tell us all kinds of things from his first couple of years in the Senate, you know, all of that. But it's just, he's got kind of like a weird form, because the other thing is there's different types of it that can happen. It doesn't always mean you forget. It's just, you don't know how to engage, his seems very strange, you know, because of the way that he does things, and the way that, and of course, even with the dementia, he's still a trained politician. So he knows, you know, like, he's not going to just be forefront and be open and honest about everything. That he still is going to know to be guarded about things. And I think that makes him look a little worse too. It's not like Grandpa Jones having it. It's, this guy's a politician, you know, who now has dementia. And that's, you know, I don't know. They say that Reagan was bad in the end years of his presidency, and I think that this is worse than Reagan.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things is his pivot now, is that pivot into, remember, Trump's a liar. He lies a lot. And it's like, okay, I accept but that is so funny to me because it's a weird higher ground to try to have from Joe Biden, who you probably lost me, Robot. Who
no, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Who Joe Biden has lied like so much. Like he lied in that debate. I mean, you look back, he's plagiarized speeches. He lied about graduating the top of his class and getting a full ride scholarship and getting all these degrees. Like he's lied so much throughout his life. And it's like, oh, well, Trump's the liar. It's like, okay, well, you're both politicians, so you're both liars. Remember, politicians aren't people.
Right.
So it's a weird pivot. It's like he's a lying politician. Oh, you mean like every other politician?
Yeah, right.
Just doesn't that one just doesn't hit me really hit me that hard. I'm like, well, yeah. And his lies he is lying. A lot of it's so much exaggeration. It's just like, oh, we have the best economy. It's like, no, you didn't.
Oh God.
And we keep forgetting about COVID. He's like, oh, he lost the most jobs of any president. It's like, since whatever. It's like, oh, you mean when we completely shut down the economy for a global pandemic? Of course he did. If he didn't lose all those jobs, he would have been the best president in history to somehow shut down the country and not lose any jobs. That'd be freaking impressive.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Kate said that we fact checked during the debate, and he's coming out and saying like Trump lied 27 or 28 times. Okay, so did Biden. Yeah, they both lied. So you both lied about 30 times?
Yeah, didn't Biden he lied about an endorsement from the Border Patrol or something like that?
Yeah, Border Patrol came out before the debate was even over, man, and said we have not, nor will we endorse President Biden.
Yeah. What was the other one? I had to look up the golf thing because I don't know golf well enough. He's like, I had a 6 handicap, and he goes, I had an 8 handicap. Like he even changed it during the debate because he realized that he got it wrong.
Yeah, right.
And even the 8 is the other funny thing about that. He's like, when I was vice president, I got my handicap down to 6. It's like, boy, you were working really hard as the vice president. And if you're playing that freaking golf,
yeah, right.
You got to like Tiger Woods level golf professional while being the vice president. You weren't doing jack shit, dude. I wouldn't be bragging about that one.
Oh, shit. So I guess, I mean, now it just comes down to what the Democrats do. I mean, internally, what they decide to do with this family squabble. I mean, this is going to be a horrible summer reunion. Democratic National Convention. Let's see when they say they're going to have it. Monday, August 19th, 2024 through Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. So right now it's scheduled for Monday, August 19th through Thursday, August 22nd. I don't see that they will change it. I don't think that they will change it. DNC delegates sink into stage of grief over Biden. Some say he should step down. Okay, there's that. And then 10 hours ago, USA Today says, what happens at an open convention? What to know about this rarely used process. Man, this could be wild. The domino effect of a nationally televised disastrous debate performance has left Joe Biden's prospect of continued candidacy to be speculative and his campaign scrambling to reassure voters. Despite Biden saying he's not going anywhere anytime soon, speculation continues, and he faces opposition from both sides of the aisle. Several Democratic members of Congress have called for him to terminate his re-election campaign, which he said they have not done. In contrast, others have been publicly wary about his ability to defeat Trump in November after appearing incoherent and inaudible on the national stage last week. With Republican National Convention kicking off in over a week, questions on both sides of the political aisle have been raised about not only who would replace the 81-year-old Democrat, but also how they would do it. That's right. Yeah. I thought you had me at water. What?
You and I had this conversation the other day. I don't know who they could bring in that late and have them build up enough excitement to win.
Yeah.
Build the enthusiasm and I mean, and I think we talked about it. I was like, I don't know who the other stars would be on either side. I mean, I guess we're talking about, like, I don't know who would replace Biden. It's like, I don't think they'd really have anyone's excited about on Trump's side either, if that were the case, with all the legal challenges and whatnot. But I don't know.
Yeah, that. Yeah. I mean, they're saying maybe Gavin Newsom. But I mean, he's been such a shit show in California, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he has a lot of name recognition. The only person that what you and I are saying would be wrong about would be Mo. Michelle Obama.
Oh yeah.
Michelle
she
Obama
would have enthusiasm easy.
Yeah, right.
Not that she would necessarily do a good job or anything. I don't think she really would.
Yeah, and I think it would be an undeserved type of a deal because what?
She's never served in government, period, right? Like when her husband was state senator, she got all kinds of cush like board jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know that she's ever. Hell, I don't know. Big Mike. I don't know if she's. I don't even know if she's ever had a real job. I don't know. I don't know much about her, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not a Michelle Obama historian.
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, she could be interesting. But again, it's like, okay, then you get to that person in. There's not any time really for debates. There's no time to really campaign. Whoever it would be.
And then what happens with the money? What happens with the money that happens with
donated money?
All the money that's came into the Biden campaign? Because it's just not automatically Michelle's.
No, then they can't transfer from campaign to campaign in those kinds of numbers.
Yeah.
It goes against federal stuff.
Yeah.
And they can't send it back to a PAC, from what I understand, from what I've been reading. They're really, the only option they have is to transfer that lump sum of money into the DNC. And there are different rules for a committee versus a campaign buying ads, and they wouldn't be able to get the sweet deals that they give to campaigns for ad time.
Yeah.
So the money wouldn't go as far.
Oh, God.
That's my understanding from what I've been reading about the campaign finances. I have been looking into that.
That's good. That's good. I started today just looking because I was looking at something and I hadn't signed into YouTube the way that, because I have YouTube Premium. And I wasn't on YouTube Premium, and so I was starting to get a bunch of commercials, and like every commercial that was popping up was Biden or Trump, and Trump was like standing like this, or not Biden or Trump. I mean, excuse me, Biden or Obama. Biden was saying, "It's time. You've got to help us today. Give," and I'm like, "Oh my God!" And they were like running it hard, and I'm thinking, why are they still pushing this hard? Because, like, if it goes to him, it's a problem.
Well, that's the thing. That shows how scared they are, though.
Yeah.
Like, and then I guess
they're running that hard.
Disney's granddaughter said that she's not donating any more money until he drops out of the race.
Yeah. Ooh. The
she's
owner
not of any of the PACs.
The owner of Netflix.
Yeah,
which was a big donator, said that he's not donating to them anymore.
Really? After that debate, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the most harmful.
What?
Drop me down, please.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be the most damaging televised debate since Kennedy Nixon.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying, that this will now be the new Kennedy Nixon. This will be something that will be talked about forever, because they will look into this and there'll be books written about it. It'll be a big, big, big deal because of the disaster that it's become.
Well, here's the thing, like, no matter what happens going forward with the presidency, if Joe Biden is having his mental decline, we're going to find out one way or another. I'd rather not find out while he's in the White House, but we'll see what happens. It is a little scary. You are right. It'll be an interesting book where they look back at, here's the presidency where, similar to Reagan, right? Like seeing something like that happen is, it will be historically relevant. It'll be interesting.
So the Republican convention is next week. Gretchen Whitmer could be a possibility. I honestly think that outside of the Midwest and maybe hardcore conservatives that paid attention to what a disaster she did during COVID, I don't know that she has the same kind of name recognition. I mean, like, you know about her, Alva, but you're not going to vote for Whitmer. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And she could be kidnapped by a bunch of feds and one sucker at some point before then.
Be careful. She would need to be very careful of the feds that would be plotting to kidnap her.
Yeah. To arrest one dude.
Yeah. Somebody on the spectrum or something that they get, and it's like they're abused. It's like, what a good Lord. What a horrible situation.
It'll be a bunch of feds and Biden who, speaking of people on the spectrum, come kidnap her. He's like, you're not going to take my job. That Gretchen Whitmer's a bad dude.
The ATF and Biden kidnap Whitmer. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
she probably would, Alva.
Oh, God. Yeah, she would use that.
I'm curious what'll happen. My guess is, I think they'll keep Biden. I think he'll run through. There's still a lot of time. I see Biden trying to run again and just losing. I think he's lost so much support. His numbers are so bad that I don't see how he recovers unless he won't do the one thing that could help him probably recover, which is just getting a test that says, no, I just had a freaking cold. Dude. I don't have neurological issues.
Yeah, cheat. Go cheat the test.
Well, which wouldn't surprise me either.
Why would you sit there and be like, no, I'm not going to do it, and be so hardcore about it? Because that's like, like a yes could be anything, but a no is a no, and a non-answer is a no.
Yeah, and dude, I still love every day is a neurological test. Like, oh, you mean when you got lost on stage, or that debate, or when you're at an event where everyone's singing and dancing, you're just lost staring off into space?
Yeah,
you mean all those times?
Yeah.
Every day neurological tests most days.
Yeah, right. Well, Kate's pulled up here. New York Times Siena College poll conducted between the 28th of June and July 2nd found Trump leads Biden 49% to 43% among likely voters nationally, a 3-point increase for the former president since the last New York Times Siena College poll taken before the debate. I remember that. He says, yeah, watch me. I
am watching. That's what's scary.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. In
all fairness, Republicans as well.
Sure. That's absolutely true. That is true. Specifically, Hoosier Republicans.
Oh, yeah.
Look, we all jumped down Danny's throat.
Jumped on him.
Yeah.
Take that, Danny.
Yeah. It wasn't.
Well, no, I
you.
mean, he's right.
Yeah, you are. We were beating up on Republicans, not you, Danny.
Yeah.
Specifically, who's your Republicans? The worst kind.
Oh, they're horrific.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Rainwater 2024.
Yes, you could always vote Rainwater 2024 for
I know I will.
governor. It'd be cool if he was running for president, but their pick for the Libertarian pick for president is horrible.
Joe Biden claims no more congestion on highways before getting lost and having to be redirected by staff.
Oh God. Well, okay.
Did you see that?
What?
No.
He was doing a speech in the Rose Garden, and he was done talking, and he was going to go back inside. And he's like, wait, I got one more thing to say. And then went on this rant about there's no congestion on the highway.
He doesn't know what a following is.
And if they wanted to go away, then they could just, restart traffic or something. I don't know. It was very odd.
What the hell?
I did not hear that. That is insane. Oh God, that is horrible. I saw someone else commenting about that earlier, but I didn't know. I guess that was the speech in the Rose Garden he was talking about. Yeah, I did not see that. I'll have to go back and watch that. That's horrible. I don't know. I don't know how much of what the national conventions they're gonna stream or whatever. Will they be live streaming those?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched any national conventions. I've seen like clips of them.
If they do, I'd like to stream them. Oh, it looks like Kate's got something here for us.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Oh God, I love
cemetery
something
in France, and the one that one of our colleagues, the former president, didn't want to go and be up there. I probably shouldn't even say it anyway.
God,
we got to just remember who the hell we are. We're the United States of America. And there's nothing beyond, and I mean this in the bottom of my heart, there's nothing beyond our capacity, nothing when we do it together.
What? Yay! Hey, we gotta give him something nice.
He does those things where he'll like start saying something and then like decides halfway through he doesn't want to say it and then just go anyway. I don't know if it's like he decided he doesn't want to say it or if he got kind of lost in thought and just like anyway, wwhatever. Who cares what I was saying? I don't know what that is.
I think that he's doing it because like right there he's obviously talking about the Trump suckers and losers thing. So he gets to say his piece and put it out there and say his little like shtick without actually going all the way through it. Like I was there at the World War I thing and I was there, and one of our former presidents, he didn't want to go, and he had. I probably shouldn't say it. So anyway, you guys know. And then he goes on, and people like clap and cheer, and they're like, "Oh, he's saying that thing about suckers and losers," which is not even true.
Negative. So it's going negative without going negative.
Yeah, right. Totally.
It's like how. All that stuff going on in JD's family, so never mind.
All that stuff with JD and his mom. Don't worry about it. It's not even worth talking about.
I found an article talking about it. Sorry, it says Biden also made a confusing reference to presidential road closures. I used to think when I was a senator there was always congestion on the highways. There's no congestion anymore. None. We got on the highway. There's no congestion, and so. The way they're going to get me to stop talking, they'll say, we just shut down all the roads, Mr. President. You're going to lose all the votes if you don't get in. But anyway.
Was it Lipsy's?
That's amazing.
One of the things.
It was funny to
hell?
watch. If you can find a video of it
I'll
to
think
watch
of
it,
it
it was
tonight
pretty
when
funny
I
because
Right.
he's
wake
got
up.
he's got like 3 aides that are like converging on him, like trying to
Trying
take
to,
away
like,
the
find him out of there.
phone.
Yeah. That's amazing. Oh my God.
And
Well-
we get to know how well Trigger Outdoor Sports is doing.
Yeah, right. I hope that we weren't like we were there during a very secretive. We were there during a very secretive board meeting.
Business meeting.
Yeah, business meeting.
We need to get over there. Brittany wants to make a purchase. We need to get over. I've been wanting to make a purchase.
Yeah.
I'll do that soon. Well, if Niles is working. He's never working when I go down there. That guy never works. I'll tell you what.
I checked.
When is Niles not at work? You know, if you guys came down on a Sunday or a Monday, he'd open the store for you.
Yeah, right. And he's
saying.
working all the time.
Yeah, he's always at work. If he's not
He
at
does
that
that.
store, it's
No
because he
good.
went to a different store. Brittany's looking to buy some pew pew things.
Oh, they're talking about Trigger on the podcast.
Anyways,
So,
I think they're up to over 800 weapons in there, so you should she should have a nice selection to choose
yeah, there's
from.
plenty of things she could buy there.
nice. So, I guess Well, I don't want to switch our conversation yet,
No, you're fine.
unless you're.
No,
I was just gonna
there's
ask-
nothing.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. So you went to the fireworks last night. Was Wheeling still open and all that? Did you check that out? I didn't get to watch that last night.
Oh yeah, you didn't see what happened?
Mm-mm.
So, got to the fireworks, got parked, found a place to sit. We're talking, for those of you that don't know where I'm talking, we're talking about the downtown Muncie, Indiana, and Delaware County, Indiana. There's a very busy roadway which the city of Muncie normally blocks off and lets people sit just in the roadway if they so
They've done that for a
choose.
long time.
Yeah, they've done it forever. And let people sit there. And then this year, for some unknown reason, like not months ago, not like months ago, or not since the beginning of the year, not since last year, but literally Monday of this week, the 1st, the 1st of July, they put out a Facebook message saying, oh, by the way, if weather permits and we have our 4th of July on Thursday, we're not closing down the roads. It takes too many police officers to do that. And everybody in the city lost their minds, went insane, went crazy. Nobody was happy. Everybody was pissed. Everybody was going crazy with this all week long. Anytime there was anything posted on the City of Muncie's Facebook page, somebody commented about this. Anytime someone talked about the City of Muncie on social media, they talked about this. It was a big deal. So I get there last night and we get parked, and then I get my grandparents are settled there, and we go live at 9 o'clock, or maybe a little before, or a little after. And I drive around because someone that's watching is watching the feed, and they're literally parked up by the bridge, and they said on the feed, hey, it looks like they're closing the road down. So I drove and went live, and we go around, and I roll the window down, and I ask the police officers, hey, are you closing that road down? And they say, yep, we're closing it down. And I drive up a little further, and I go up Walnut, and I go around, take a trip by the mayor's house, see the mayor's watching TV. It looked like he was watching my live on the TV. We were like joking about how he was standing in front of the TV with peanut butter and watching my show. And so I get around to the north side of Wheeling, and I'm like, hey, are you guys shutting that down? And they're like, yep. And I drive in through the village, like I'm on the west side of Wheeling, back in all the village area there. and every road is like has an officer shut it down. So we're like, yeah, look, they shut it down, and everybody was going crazy, and we were calling it a win, and people were like, look, Bilbrey won, and I was like, oh, look, the citizens won, we beat them, yay, we beat them. And like 10 minutes later, someone said, oh, nope, they're opening it up. It's opened up. And I'm like, what?
Why did they do that?
So I go and I drive and I ask the cops and I'm like, are you guys opening that? And the lady, and listen, I trust the person saying this. Well, she said, I'll tell you exactly who it is. It was the wife of a city councilor. A current city councilor said, we just talked to the officer. Then they went on and said the officer was rude to him. Like just wouldn't interact with them, wouldn't shake their hand, wouldn't talk to him, really just kind of a dick. And he's like, we're opening it up. So I went and took a trip by there again. And when I went by there, they're like, nope, we're keeping it shut.
What the hell?
That's serious. So they were announcing publicly that traffic was running through there, but I drove by 3 times and they had it shut down all 3 times.
So now if I were I don't know if I think I would still be pissed because then I'd be like, well, I guess I'll just drive down. I'm like, well, shit, right. It's closed when they told me it's open.
Yeah, right. So basically
the city is garbage.
The way this is citizens won out. Dan's got what Biden's got. The city won out. Hey, I can take Biden. At least he talks. Like sometimes they can't shut him up. And that's the problem. Like Dan just says, I'm not talking to anybody, period.
Wait, so Michelle Owens said that they had to leave it open because they didn't have enough police to close it. Where did they get all these extra police from?
It was all you got
a cloning machine?
Yeah, right. It was all MPD officers, Muncie officers. It wasn't county. It wasn't state. It wasn't Ball State.
It's almost like they lied about the reason they were keeping it open to begin with.
Yeah.
Like they said the first time they didn't want to close it because of the stupid Y construction. And then changed
Which
that
made no sense.
And then said that they didn't have enough police officers to close it. Which I don't know how many police. Anyways.
Yeah. Also makes no sense because they normally bring in reserves.
Yeah. Okay. And then they ended up closing it anyway, which is good, but horrible communication because everyone was.
What do you think? What can you do? It's the city of Muncie.
Holy crap! Yeah,
Henry County.
He doesn't say weren't the Henry County police there?
Yeah. No, they're the ones that are driving around the perimeter at high speeds.
I mean, they close.
Yeah, right. They close traffic in other ways in Delaware County.
You said it, not me. That's what I was going to say. They close down some intersections.
Hey, speaking of that, as this is just a catch-all, speaking of that, Dan gets his information from us, but then fails to use it. There were too many drunks to keep Wheeling shut. That was another thing they said.
Well, all the drunks were trapped in Wheeling, so what's it matter?
Yeah, right. We had them all trapped at one. I think they're specifically talking about people either coming to and or leaving Amazing Joe's. I think they were talking about people being drunks from Amazing Joe's.
You're shut down Amazing Joe's again?
Yeah, right. The city's dumping on and shutting down Amazing Joe's.
They just shut down the Amazing Joe's parking lot again. That was it.
Yeah, right. You couldn't get in or out. Yeah. Which is fine because Amazing Joe's parking lot was a great place to watch the fireworks from.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. No, but there should be a ruling really soon on that Henry County pursuit that resulted in fatality.
Sproles and his buddies already said it was cool.
Yeah, right. They're okay with it. Well, the only reason I say that is because the prosecutor's office in Delaware County just made a charging decision in the fatality resulting in a pursuit that happened like 2 weeks before that. It was that lady that was running from police and they wrecked and killed somebody up on Main Street. And that happened like 2 weeks before the Henry County one. And so I'm just thinking timeline wise, we should be getting a ruling soon.
Yeah.
I think Joe's was open. It looked open to me. I don't know why they would have been closed. Oh, I guess it was the 4th of July. Maybe they were.
Oh,
maybe
it was killer business if they were open.
Oh yeah, they would have. It would have been killer business. I don't know. You're right. You're right, Tweety Bird.
I mean, have a cheeseburger, a drink, and then step outside and watch the fireworks.
Out there and watch the fireworks. That would be. They would do killer business.
Get a window seat there.
Hell nice. Yeah. Go eat and park and sit out in the car and watch it.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Someone says it was open. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Pretty cool.
Well, what did you guys do?
What did we do?
Yeah.
We have a puppy dog. And so we kind of watched fireworks from home. We kind of had to do she does not do well.
Doesn't like them.
Last year we left her home alone and she was in her kennel.
Yeah.
And she freaking like bit and bent through the freaking bars and then ended up ripping the door open and escaping.
Yeah.
We like did some cooking out and stuff and watched some fireworks locally, but that was about it. Not too exciting. We didn't go to Muncie.
Yeah, you could have came up here and just drove around Wheeling.
Talking to police as they are and are not simultaneously.
Right.
Schrodinger's catting Wheeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, you have anything else to add?
I don't think so.
That
was fun. I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So, for all of you people, I was going to do just a regular show tonight at 9:00 and do all of that. Yeah, right. Yeah, that happened last night. My grandparents announced that Kate was their favorite girl.
My second favorite? I hope so.
Yeah, right. Yes. Shedtown was booming. I did a lap around Shedtown, and it was pretty smoky and boomy, and everything was going on. That was pretty cool. So last night we said that I would do a show tonight. We would be off tomorrow, and then we would do a show Sunday morning at 10:30 because that's when we thought the Biden thing was going to run. It ran tonight, taped, which that was just total chaos. So we will not be on Sunday morning. We will be back Sunday night. For all of you people that are still here, we've still got a lot of people. It says 300. There are 371 people watching from X. Hello, X people, X men and women.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You need to jump onto YouTube. Come over to the YouTube dark side and join us on YouTube. At youtube.com/The Political Spotlight and subscribe. Matter of fact, we need to have a run right now. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you what we need.
It's not a ton.
Oh, we need a ton.
Well,
but yeah.
You're saying to the next.
Yeah, just because we're trying to get that wood plaque from YouTube.
You get the paper first. I think it's paper mache.
Oh yeah, we want the paper mache. We need like 15 of you, 20 of you to come over here and subscribe straight away.
Straight away.
What's 52? Oh, I said 15. I was thinking about a clock. Ha! What an idiot. I thought we had 15 minutes.
No, sir.
Tweety Bird says we need more Democrats. I don't know about that, but I mean, I imagine for some of the Democratic viewers, I'm fun with that. So for those of you that are watching on Twitter, I am a conservative, but and I think that what are you?
I guess I'm a conservative.
Conservative libertarian.
I'm not a Republican, I'll tell you that.
Conservative / libertarian, constitutional conservative, constitutional, the purveyor of political wisdom, connoisseur of common sense. But we're fair.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear Democrats' thoughts on that. Speaking of Democrats, don't you have a big interview coming up? Is it next week?
Yeah, we do. We do have a big interview. We do. Kate said that the other day too. Straight away. I've always said straight away. It's the fastest way. Fastest way between here and there is straight away. Straight away. Yeah. Man, that's quicker than I thought. When's the 18th?
In 13 days.
Next, a week from Thursday. A week from yesterday. A week from yesterday. Yeah, for those of you in Indiana that care, we will be interviewing. We've interviewed Donald Rainwater. We've had him on a couple times. We'll have him on a couple of times.
Libertarian candidate for governor.
Libertarian candidate for governor. A couple weeks back, we had on the new lieutenant governor candidate, Micah Beckwith. We're going to be shooting for getting Mike Braun on, which I'm not really looking forward to that, but I'll have him on and I'll talk to him.
Republican
candidate for governor. But next Thursday, we will be having on Jennifer McCormick. So write that down, Tweety Bird. We'll have Jennifer McCormick on next Thursday at 9 p.m.
Democrat candidate for governor for Indiana.
Is that the 18th?
I think.
Not next Thursday, the following Thursday.
Correct.
What do you mean? Yesterday was the 4th.
Yeah.
I don't know when it is. It's whenever
Add 14 days, 2 weeks to the 18th from the 4th. 4 plus 14.
What did you just say?
Say that again. Not next Thursday, the following Thursday.
No, but say where you said
was 18. I don't know. Smile and nod. Ignore my math. It's hard today.
Yeah, she said add 14 plus 4 from 2.
Yeah.
What's today? Today's the 5th.
Yes, sir. Yes,
tomorrow's the 6th.
Forget.
Yeah. Sunday's the 7th. Monday's the 8th.
Is that how you spell Jennifer McCormick?
Yeah, I think. Is it? No, I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I think she's just spelling it however she wants. I think her math ain't mathing, and her spelling aren't spelling.
I'm not saying she's wrong. I guess I haven't seen it written out.
It is McCormick, Mick. Not McCormack, McCormick.
Oh. It's going to kill us. Leave my spelling and math alone. It's too late on Friday. Nice.
Yeah, it's like that right there. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, she's got it up. I see it now.
Yeah, she fixed it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that. Next Thursday is the 11th. The following Thursday will be the 18th. Okay. I knew it wasn't so soon. Well, okay. That's good. So we will have her on. That'll be fun. Just to give people a chance.
You talk to Vermin Supreme again.
Yeah. I would love to have Vermin Supreme on. I even thought, you know what? What?
He's fun to look at.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right, Stumblefoot. I thought yesterday very much about either doing one of two things. Either coming on and static recording. Back when I did Perception is Reality, I recorded myself reading the Declaration of Independence. And I thought about coming on and recording it and dropping it yesterday, or just coming on and reading it and whatever. And I was like, no, nobody will watch that. Nobody will like it. Everybody will hate it. And I didn't do it. And then I woke up this morning and I listened to Glenn Beck, and Glenn Beck did it. Freaking Glenn Beck.
Dang it.
And he did it really well, and I liked what he did, because he didn't. What I did is I just read it straight. I just read it, and it was done. And that was it. Boom, bang, pow. And I even read the name of the signers. But he read it, and he broke in at various places and talked about, like, okay, this is, why this and why this. And I was like, yeah, that's what I should have done. And now I'm mad I didn't do it. Because I was going to do it exactly like, the reason I didn't do it is because I went through and I listened and I was like, I could do it so much better. I didn't know what I was doing there. I could do it so much better. And I thought about saying, like, okay, this is why this matters. And then reading a little bit more, and this is why this matters. And I was like, no, to hell with it. And I didn't do it.
Yeah, you should have done it, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk myself out of things anymore. That was the last time I talked myself out of it.
Hey, do you think Biden's demented enough we could get him on the show? He doesn't even know what he's doing.
I would love to have Joe Biden come on the show. I would do that in a second. That would be freaking amazing.
Like, I think you did great at that debate, Joey. You answered all the questions like a big boy.
Yeah, right. I'd give him a Scooby snack. Trump went on freaking the impulsive people.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that'd be, dude, I'd talk to either of them. That'd be fun.
Call him, Tweety Bird. I'd have him on in a second.
We still don't get to talk to Afro Man.
Yeah, I would like to talk to Afro Man.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You have a feeling Mike Brown wouldn't come on here? Pretty good feel.
I don't know. I'm gonna push. Biden has fallen into a psychological trap. The Atlantic's saying.
Oh, maybe JD Prescott can get Mike Brown to come on here, since JD kind of runs stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of tells it how it is, like how he freaking completely put Todd Houston in his place by not supporting the candidate he was supposed to and supporting Micah Beckwith. That's awesome. Because Micah Beckwith was talking about how JD Prescott just humiliated Todd Houston and made him his bitch.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm a big Micah Beckwith supporter. That's dope, dude.
Yeah, dude.
After freaking Todd Houston gave him all that campaign money, then JD just threw it in his face and made him look like a tool. That was awesome.
Yeah, think about that. Think about that. For so long, we've been wrong. Maybe Rob is right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Rob is right. I thank you, JD, for finally coming out on our side.
Yeah.
You've shown us for once that you are on our side, and you have stuck it to the man. You said, Todd Houston, you are nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do as I please, and I'm going to support. I mean, he supported Beckwith from the very beginning.
Yeah, he said, I'm not going to follow the HRCC or Todd Houston's orders. I'm going to do what I want. Don't care about it. Don't need his campaign money anymore.
Yeah.
He kissed my butt. I'm going to support the people I want to support.
I think I heard somebody. I think he told somebody that he said he didn't even expect. He didn't want anything from HRCC anymore. He was like, I can do this on my own.
I'll start making my own. I'll start making my own mailers. I'll pay for them without that super sweet discount. Like, I don't need your cash. I'll just use mommy and daddy's money to pay for it.
Look,
I don't need your money.
His family's better off without Todd Houston.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, where did the majority of his campaign contributions come from in the last two elections?
Mommy? And Daddy?
HRCC.
Oh no, yeah, that happened. Right, yeah, that happened. But he's saying
he can't raise that kind of money.
No. You don't understand.
He doesn't even need their money. He said Todd Houston's his bitch, and he doesn't give a crap about the HRCC.
During this last election, with this deal with Beckwith, he came out against him hardcore.
I know that, but he will not be able to raise that kind of money to save his ass again.
No, he
doesn't need it. He doesn't need it saved, man. Julie McGuire, he said she's not the one for it. She can go suck an egg and so can Todd Houston.
So he's a shoe-in now because he backed Beckwith.
He's not a shoe-in
any money.
No, he's saying it doesn't matter. He don't even care if he wins or not. It mattered about doing the right thing.
Oh,
that's right.
I'm telling you.
He's a principled Christian farmer. He farms them Bibles right up out of the ground. And he does a super swell job.
Yeah.
I've been wrong this whole time. I can't believe it. So take that, Todd Houston. JD Prescott.
And the HRCC.
Over and showed you that.
Yes, he did.
Told you to give a nice lickery kiss.
Yes.
Because he don't care about you and your stupid HRCC money and support.
Yeah,
and you can stop sending all those other politicians to come help him out and campaign for him, because they're a bunch of buttholes too, since they supported Mike Braun and his lieutenant governor choice.
Yes, right, absolutely. I'm excited. This is a whole new day.
Yeah, there's a whole new JD. I bet he'll answer our calls now that we're so complimentary. I bet he'll want to talk to us and come on the show and talk about how his family has 3,000 acres or whatever he says every time he does a public speech. That'll be sick.
He's like every other Hoosier out there.
That's right. You can tell us all about how he voted against this happy hour bill, so now we can have happy hour again in Indiana. That's pretty sweet.
Right.
He wants to micromanage businesses and tell them what to do, which is how it should be. This ain't a free country. You don't get to choose what to do with your own business.
He might, Kate. All right. Well, I think that's fantastic. We had a good get. I'm glad we were finally able to get that out. I could probably make
a random rant at the end.
Yeah. Right. Well, for all of our new viewers, hey, we appreciate it. We hope that you had fun on X. I generally have fun while I'm on X. But please come to YouTube. We would love to see you over here on the YouTube side of things. As always, we would love for you to join us on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the like, do all of that shit, yada, yada, yada. We are generally live Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Political Spotlight. Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We will not be live tomorrow. No show tomorrow. That's Saturday. We will not be here. We will be back Sunday night at 9 p.m. So come back and see us. You can see it right there. That's us right there, or some kind of a facsimile of us. So, well, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you popping on here and chatting with us. And we will see you all again very soon. Have a great weekend, a great 4th of July weekend. And don't blow your fingers off or anything else off. And we will see you guys all Sunday. You guys take care. God bless. Have a good evening and a good weekend. We will see you Sunday night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
He always said that he was the good-looking one of us.
Who said that?
JD?
No, Brandon.
Oh.
That's why the ratings were so good.
Oh, yeah.
You're right, I don't know who everybody actually is. I didn't fall asleep. I did so good. I think you started it.
I voted for Rainwater.
I guess it's not a movie.
You see this? Come on in, the water's fine. You know. Yeah. Like that.